Alright guys, here we are to talk about iZombie, Season 3, Episode 8.
Yeah, boy.
And this episode, so one thing stood out in this episode that
I
took me
feel this is your
completely out of the episode.
I feel this is your favorite episode.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
It had one of the worst CG things I've ever seen on a network TV show
hold on.
ever.
Wait.
And it wasn't the horrible crash of the helicopter.
Okay, I was just gonna. Wait, I'm searching my brain. I'm searching my brain tank.
Okay, so I'm hoping you caught this
Okay,
as well.
hold on.
So at one point, Blaine pops out of a box. And he's got cement. Yes. Oh my God, that was egregious.
Okay.
Just fucking put a dab on his neck. It's a poorly motion-tracked injury that is floating around on his fucking neck.
Oh God.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
You mean after he gets hit?
Yes.
So like the actual getting hit was all that I really noticed when it goes
that
like
was
plot
that
or
was
whatever.
fine.
That was fine.
I was like, all right. But then instead of like it
I
being like
I wasn't watching it after that. It's just added on in like
yeah,
post.
so they filmed it like it was like an '80s show, or like bang, and it's like ah, and then there's just no mark at all, and they're like, nah, we gotta add that in post, and there's just like a dot that's like, as he's moving, is like moving
barely
with him.
keeping up with him.
Oh
I didn't
my
notice that.
God.
That's amazing.
And I'm staring at it like, is this happening? Is this for real?
Is this
Is
real
my
life?
life?
Oh no.
Holy shit. Egregious.
I didn't
would
catch
rather
that.
there be nothing there at all. And then later in the episode, there was nothing there at all. And I thought that would be better. I even said that's what I want.
That's
but
what I prefer.
After you've established something horrible,
Wow.
you must at least put some ketchup on his neck or something. They're led to believe that they don't heal like overnight.
No,
it takes fucking time.
They have to
He was
chill.
6 minutes later. Somehow, like, you know.
They
And
just
did he
fold the flap
cement
over?
his feet then? Because he brought that with him. The way I was like, how did this happen? And what is your plan here? Because he later goes, well, he's still alive. How deep is the water? A, not that he's gonna drown because he's a zombie, but without brains, he's gonna just turn into a fuck zombie.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, what is your plan? What is your plan?
His plan is revenge, Stefan, and he got sweet, sweet revenge. Sweet justice revenge, Stefan.
And it was seemingly the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is the point of being a billionaire and having an armed security guard if they're fucking worthless?
He sent him out, and Blaine brilliantly
He had two
tricked
other
them.
guys.
Yeah, but he took care of those guys.
I know. Blaine, obviously,
Blaine's
a
a
trained
badass.
assassin.
I mean, he is. I think he's an experienced murderer.
Yeah.
I think he's got this.
Things annoy me though when I'm like, why wouldn't you prepare for the like Blaine walked into that scenario knowing what was going to happen. He's like, there's going to be people there. I have a gun. I'm going to kill them and presumably want to live. So he could have worn like a helmet or a mask or
That's
held
too
something.
smart. It doesn't look badass enough. He has to wear like the coat and he has to be like.
He even popped
Hello.
up. Like, didn't he pop up like facing the wrong direction?
He was not
'cause
facing.
He, like, spun around.
He was not facing his father and he got hit in the neck from behind. So had that shot been a headshot, he would have
He'd
been
be
dead.
dead. Yeah, 100% dead.
Also, the part that I thought you were going to call out is that he calls Donnie from the crate. So you'd be able to hear, hello, I'm Blaine, I'm right here, I'm 5 feet away from you talking to Donnie.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy. But I still liked it. I still liked it a lot.
I assume that like, that club always has ambient music and stuff.
Still, though, that's fucking... And your plan is to call from the crate. It wasn't even pre-recorded? It couldn't have been, right?
You ever see
That's crazy to me.
people, and usually like in a store or somewhere that's on the phone.
Calling from crates?
Yeah, generally. But just like people are on the phone and they're talking so unbelievably quiet, you're like, how the fuck can anybody? Yeah, like, oh yeah, just go get some eggs. And I can't even do it. So like mine's like 8 times louder than theirs ever is. But sometimes I'm like, is the other person actually hearing this? What kind of phone are you using?
I feel like it's
How is this
just. I feel
possible?
like it's just a person with a personality, disorder. Like the phone doesn't even work. They're just like, I don't know these fucking people that keep following me. I don't know what they want. They keep asking me questions. They look at me. I think he's looking at me. I don't know if he's looking at me. What do you think? I don't know. And they're just doing that the whole time.
It drives me nuts. Because then you see the other hand, which is I think most of the world. Yeah, Rick, just picking
Okay, I
up
was gonna-
some peaches. Peaches, and you're like, God damn it, who the fuck are you talking to?
I'm glad you brought that up because I was gonna actually try to segue into that, where that's far more often the case. It's like, holy shit, just turn the phone off. Where are they? Are they in this town? Are they in this county? They can just hear you. You fucking crazy person. The whole fucking store now knows your fucking business. We need that cream for the thing. That's disgusting. Stop it.
And I was gonna say that too because there's some people where I'm like, that's like a
What type of
collar-popping,
hemorrhoid
preppy dude.
pan? Yeah.
Well, no, that's the other type. But the main type I was gonna say are these people that are like, it's like, oh, you're trying to like be like braggadocio in what you're saying. And so it's like, yeah, I got my Super Bowl tickets. The fucking man, yeah, I told him, fuck you, I quit. And you're like, are you even on the phone? You're just a fucking idiot. But then yeah, there's the people that are just screaming things like, that's so embarrassing. Why are you talking?
You just like wait for a long time. You like hide in the store, and then they just go. They look back and forth and they go, Yeah, Super Bowl. They just do it again,
Yeah,
and you're just like,
yeah.
oh, you crazy fuck. Oh, my God.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I fucked 13 women in 1 minute. It's like, what?
It's not even a brag.
It's not even an achievement.
But yeah, so this episode was
We've talked a
full
bit.
of weird shit.
We've talked a bit about the Blaine thing, and the Blaine thing, like, it opens with Blaine goes to the mayor.
Yeah.
So it ended, it being the episode before the last one, at least, with Blaine on the ground, bleeding, gut shot,
Yeah.
saying, I have a lot of money, like, please don't, or whatever, to like the thug, and then it cuts. And we are to believe, and now it's confirmed that
Yeah,
he
bribed
they
that
didn't
guy,
die.
didn't get killed.
But apparently he bribed him, and that guy was like, "This'll work out fine," and then just like left him literally there or something like that to like fend for himself or whatever. And he limped to the mayor and all that other business.
Well, I think that was all he was
crazy.
paying for. Like you can
Yeah.
only pay so much because he's being paid. But
he didn't have enough for the
It
VIP
may have
package.
been part of the deal because he did leave. Like he wasn't there to stop him or throw off his plans or anyway.
Yeah,
So who knows? That guy might be his security guard now.
Now he's in on it. Oh my
I
God.
don't know. But I like that, and it was obvious.
That would've
But
been
he was
nice.
like, "I need two things," and the second thing had to be turn me into a zombie because I'm fucking dead.
I know. I liked that too, though. And the brain store. Was there any? This show's not subtle enough for that, but like, had the mayor just gotten a brain that would have helped Blaine? Or, like, did I miss something? Because he said something like, where's the supply of like whatever brains or something about brains or something? Like maybe he was on commando brain, or like military person
I don't
brain or
think
something
so.
like that.
I think that's something that would have been great, and they could have pointed out, and that would have been like, oh, it all makes sense. But they didn't
Right.
even think about that. That wasn't even on their radar as far as
Or
I
like
know.
the mayor might have brains that has the information. There should have been something like that, right? Like one of the people died that was like in Blaine's dad's like thing or something like that. So then Blaine would have known like where the club is, what's the layout. Like he would have had all that information from eating that brain potentially, right? Should have had some
think
weird
he-
fucking thing.
I don't think he got any of that. I don't
Yeah.
think he, judging by just the fact that he didn't just listen, hear them talking, and spin that way in the crate. The man has nothing going on. Like
I know.
I think the tactical advantage would have been clearly to face them, and a military brain would have said, "You should probably face them."
You want to face your enemies?
You know,
I don't know,
whatever.
dog.
But what did you think about when they killed off the girl who finds out that Major is a guy and not a zombie?
Oh, okay. Well, so that's like the first cold. You know, it's not even like a cold open, but it's like a two-part. Blaine's like, two things, and I'm all out of bubble gum, and then it cuts to them, right? And like, I liked her grabbing the wrist and being like, "Is that a human pulse?" I feel or whatever. I feel like she should have been a little more like, "Holy shit, what the fuck," or something like that, and a little more,
Yeah, well, maybe
a little more like demanding. I know like the chopper's fueled up and waiting for you, but it was still kind of like, this is big news because either
you now know a
like-
cure exists or zombieism is temporary.
Well, and like you might, so like you can take it either way. She had the whole speech about how like, well, we had to do this. I think she is like a Kool-Aid drinker where she wants to be a zombie and she wants zombies to be like where it's at. So so in that case, she sees this as like a threat. You can give this to someone and then kill them like a mortal. That's horrible. But on the flip side, she might be like, oh, we can cure this. We can finally save some people, or there's some people here that really shouldn't be, and I can offer this to them, or something like some fucking thing.
Yeah, but she's
But,
gone now, so like
It was so
the
weird.
idea of even giving that threat, maybe kill her at the end of the episode.
Yeah, it was
at
so
least
weird.
The audience is stewing like, oh, what is she gonna do?
Yeah.
But like this show's all about. Let me give a great thing and then just end it. Like
Yeah, I would have
there's
loved
no-
some tension there and some weird shit or whatever.
no repercussions for any actions. It's just
Like, did she even have time to take him off active duty?
no.
Because she was in the air, and then he said, "Yeah, she's taking me off active duty," and and we're not clear either way. I think, right? If
No,
that's
as far
happened.
as I know, he will still be on duty.
But like, why have him say she's taking me off active duty, and then have him still be on active duty without saying?
Well, how would she have
something,
taken
right?
him off? In the walk to the fucking plane?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, he's off active, or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
This
think
is a
that
good
happened.
prop to have the phone like this. I can do this for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't believe that's
well,
gonna happen. I think we're
but
gonna
I
see
think
more
it's-
things where he faces peril.
I think it's ambiguous, which is really bad, is what I'm saying, because they didn't really say either way. He didn't say, "Oh no, she's, she got blowed up. Now I have to keep staying on active duty," right?
Well, he wanted to be on active duty.
Yeah, but either way, then he should have said like, "Ooh, dodged a bullet there. I'm back on
Nah.
active duty," and she should have been like, "But Major, I'm really worried about you
I think-
on account of all your organs and blood. Like this is a bad thing to be on active duty."
You're
And
busy
he's like,
thinking this
"Liv,
show has
don't
writing."
worry about it. All right, I got this. You didn't didn't have it last night. That was the one. Listen, I'm embracing my humanity. Relax. There's a whole scene you could just write instantly.
There's no writers on the show.
Okay, there might not be.
So the flip side here now is the tension
Okay.
has to be that her brother-in-law or brother, whatever he was, is now in charge. And when you fuck up, he shoots you in the chest to say, "Oh, you fucked up."
That's
and
that
that's
guy,
the kind of
right?
thing that will kill Major.
Did anyone say, Mr. Graves, blah, 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 blah? Like, did they even make it clear that that's who that was?
No, but his name tag said C. Graves.
Okay. I did not read a name tag. All right, good.
Yeah, that was him.
As long as it was clear. I thought it was him, but I thought it was weird that they didn't, like, say who he was.
Yeah.
But the name tag was fine. Okay. Cool.
So that's the new tension, but presumably next week he will
Well,
be somehow off the team, and,
okay,
and that
and,
tension
like-
was all for nothing.
Well, and I've been saying that the whole fucking time, is that there's probably going to be some incidental shit that happens that Major can't survive or deal with as a human. And as if to, like, make that totally fucking clear, when, like, Liv and what's-his-name go on their date, they play, like, lawn darts and they fucking get stabbed with it or whatever the fuck. Like, this is just a fun thing that happens because we're zombies or some shit.
Two things. I have to say something about that, but let me
Her.
first say, no, they're definitely going to leave Major on active duty. Major
Uh.
will definitely be on a post or a mission or something. He's going to get kidnapped by rednecks. He's going to be their proof to expose zombies, and then he's going to be a human.
I love
That's
it.
going to happen. And now, just real quick, back to the lawn darts
Okay,
bullshit.
okay. But I love that, except that they've demonstrated that they do the blood pressure thing. So wouldn't they, like, check him and know that he's not...
No, they're bungling
Okay.
idiots.
Somehow they won't
they're
that
gonna-
time?
They're gonna, no, because they're going to catch him thinking he is a zombie, so sure of themselves. He's going to be in, like, a cage or something.
Yeah.
They're going to unleash to, like a press conference or something, and he's like, can you please let me out?
Please help me.
Check his thing. He's totally human.
That would be great.
The
That would
pain
be great.
levels are completely inconsistent in this show, and
Okay.
that's what drives me nuts.
Awesome.
So you have, as a punishment, I'm going to shoot my man in the chest. That's clearly a punishment.
He doesn't seem to like that.
It's not just, oh, I've ruined your shirt.
I know.
It's
He did.
this hurt.
He seems to be upset.
Live for fun, lighting herself on fire and stuff, and like other times people have been injured and like they don't stop what they're doing at all.
She put staples in her head.
Yes, but that's because she's on that brain. Those idiot humans do the same thing.
Yes.
So you can't use that definitively. But then you have like the situation.
But
where
just in
he pops
case
out,
you were curious, we settled it right
he
100%
shoots
later.
the guy in the hands, his dad, and it's like
Uh-huh.
ah.
Doesn't
and,
like that either.
So like
Yep.
the pain has to be a real thing.
Yep.
But then like lawn darts, like that's the same as getting shot. Essentially, a dart driven through his fucking heart, like a huge lawn dart.
Yep.
I just hate that. Like I need to know like what are
And
the
the,
actual
and the
penalties
frying
here.
pans in front of the face.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I'm worried about is my face.
Well, because as we've established, the injuries don't go away right away,
No.
except Blaine's neck.
Which was an obvious continuity error,
Yeah.
not an issue of some sort or whatever the fuck.
No.
Okay. No, I agree. So, okay, you're like, this is somewhat dark maybe or whatever, but like you're on a date, right? Presumably you want to use your genitals. I don't know if a lawn dart injury is recoverable. Like, does it grow back like a snake's tail now, or like a lizard's tail or something? What are the extents of the healing factors?
Well, the dart wouldn't rip it off.
If they had their arm like cut off, or just like how much can they heal back? Everything? What have we seen?
We've seen completely inconsistent things.
Didn't
We
that
have
giant guy
Chief
lose his eye?
lose
Yeah.
his eye and it not
Never
grow
come back.
So it's very hard to say. Like, why would you heal at all? It doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense.
see how
You're fucking dead.
There's so much that shouldn't work at all, because if your blood's not moving stuff around your body, things can't even get to where they need to go, right? Even just like logistically, right? Even if you have some weird new system that works in some weird new way, right?
Uh-huh.
The brains you're eating, or like whatever, has to travel to the leg to heal, like your leg. And if there's no active circulatory system, that doesn't work.
They did say they do have a
It's a very slow heartbeat,
slow,
right?
Which would make me think the healing would be even slower.
Or
than average
something,
healing.
right?
But who knows? It's fake and bad, so it could be anything.
But I guess brain is made of protein on some level, so it could probably heal your body.
All meat is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it should work. I think your brain's kind of made of fat, not protein. I guess amino acid stuff. I'm not a biologist.
I am. This show's bad.
The show makes no sense.
What else happened in this episode? So, just to jump to the end right quick.
Well, wait, let's just wrap. So, like, we said everything about Blaine's thing, but I did really kind of like it. I did like that he showed up and did his shit or whatever the fuck, and whatever. I liked that was like he had a plan, he executed it, he did whatever. I like him dropping the lines and being Blaine again and humming or singing something or whatever. I liked that for no reason he had a stupid like taxi driver fucking like arm like like mount thing. I feel like that's gonna come into play. And I liked his like pun like where's Mr. Whatever? It's like, oh, he's alive and well or something like that. And I was like, ah, shit. And the whole fucking shit with him and his dad has like finally come to this like head where like, he's being like, you used to beat me, everything's bad. Oh, the old family estate. I remember this well. I used to come here after you'd beat the shit out of mom or whatever. Like, it's very deep, whatever bullshit stuff. But then the dad even says, oh, boo-hoo, like, fuck you, you're so short-sighted. So that's great, too. Like, everything's squared away.
About that I thought was great was he has tape over his mouth, and all you hear is like, and I'm like, that sounds so fake. There's no way he'd be begging for his life. And then rips it off. It's like, that's like what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, boo-hoo, motherfucker.
So I did like that. I like that actor. Just really
I like both of those actors, and I feel like we got some, whenever there's a thing, that's a thing I want to be like, okay, or whatever. I have to, though, be critical of, like I said, so, like, I was searching my brain because I refused to, like, research anything, but I feel like now, Blaine, when you meet him, he's a zombie. Right? He becomes a human, right? Stacey Boss, like...
No, the very second you met him, he was a human. He turned into a zombie on the boat.
Because of the Utopium and shit, right? Okay. But what I'm saying is, like, he's introduced essentially to, like, the story, right? As, like, well, let's see who's the man now. I'm going to be the crime boss or whatever. And he's, like, zombie Blaine. He does all of his stuff, right, for a while. Then, with Stacey Boss in the car, right, he's a human, I thought. Because he gets killed. He gets buried. They think that they killed him.
Yes.
But we are like, wait a minute, didn't Major turn back or something happened to someone or whatever the fuck happened? So then he, like, comes out of his grave, and now he's a zombie, and he's walking through, and he's fucking scaring all, like, the Girl Scouts, and he's covered in dirt and, like, grabs their thing or whatever. And then he goes back to being a human again, right? Because he loses his memory. And now it's, like, the permanent one, though. And all that happens. And now he's back to being a zombie again, right? So they kind of like, it's kind of that jerking me around.
I don't think he'll be a human again.
Okay.
Unless...
I hope not.
Well, we don't know who yet stole all the cure.
That's actually an open question now, because if it wasn't either of them, then who was it?
I don't know. I'd love it if it was that, like, the CC fucking whatever, Ravi's old boss.
The CDC lady who disappeared completely after their fucking romantic shindig for no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has it.
I'm very upset that she disappeared for no reason.
I saw the blue brain, and I saw this stuff, and I knew you were up to no good, so I stole it.
And this was labeled zombie cure, because you're a fucking idiot. Ugh. Okay. I think that's all of Blaine or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're branching off back into other things. We haven't talked at all about the case this week.
The case is, I don't know this kid's name, but I remember him being in House of Wax, the remake. He was the jock boyfriend with the nice truck.
Finvincible is the jock boyfriend?
Yeah.
Holy
Someone
shit!
that was dating Paris
His
Hilton.
eyes are dreamy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. So he's
Oh no, the other guy, not the awesome brother who like closes the door and shit and runs back and forth, right? The other guy, the guy dating Paris Hilton. Right.
Yeah.
The guy dating Paris Hilton dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he dies again in this.
Hell yeah, he does.
He's attempting to win back his childhood sweetheart by jumping through fire wearing hay.
That's how it works.
On her front lawn with her husband watching.
I want you to know, whenever you're like, oh, check out this awesome YouTuber, that's what I see, is like this guy or whatever the fuck. I hate everything about this. Because it's like Jackass and the worst YouTubers ever. It's like if like... Who's that Paul?
Invincible's a great name, though.
It's a great name! That's why I'm so pissed that he because now no one can use that name on or off any show ever. But it's like one of the...
I changed my name.
It's like one of the Paul No, like who's the bad Paul? Jake Paul? It's like if Jake Paul was in Jackass, right? And like his one guy in his crew looked kind of like Bam, had that look going or whatever the fuck. I was very upset by this entire thing. I was like, I hate everything about this. We're just pranksters and fuckheads and shit. Oh, God.
The worst scene
just made me
with
so
any of
angry.
them was the tongue stapling.
Yep.
Because it took so long. Because I think like Bavino didn't catch his cue properly to like rip the stapler out of her hand. So I'm like, why are they holding the stapler for 4 minutes to his tongue? Push the button, you son of a bitch.
Because otherwise, I didn't have the budget for that.
Yeah.
Oh. No, the whole thing was so awkward and gross and horrible, and she was so awkward and gross and horrible. Again, so like, the other time when she was the kindergarten teacher, right? And she's like, don't you know there are friends?
Oh,
I saw this look in her eyes like, it's over. I have to work on my resume. Fuck everything or whatever, right? I saw it again here, and she was like, oh, you were all like whatever and shit. And then I saw this weird, it's like the micro whatever, her like these dead cold eyes, like a doll's eyes. You know, I was like, oh fuck, it's getting to her. I can feel it.
How many seasons do you think she has in her that she can keep doing this?
I don't know.
When they paint her up like a normal person, she looks so fucking weird.
So this time I thought she looked a lot less weird than last time. Last time she looked really weird to me, and this time I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. I don't know why.
Something about her head. It's not meant to be not pale or something.
Something about your Reese Witherspoon head doesn't look right.
Very strange.
Yeah. We're so used to seeing her like that, and that's a look
that definitely plays a factor.
Yeah, and like
you're used to seeing someone a certain way.
And that's a look that I don't think either of us have a problem with, like aesthetically speaking. We're not like, ew, she's all gothy. We're like, hi, but like, no, like there's so much stuff on her. I think too that it like gets rid of any weird like normalness.
Yeah.
And then they put her in weird. And I don't know if the makeup's supposed to look like it's on top of that too or something, so it's even weirder or whatever. She didn't look bad here. The first time,
like a Stepford wife.
The first time she looked really weird to me when she went to infiltrate, but she also did her hair all weird. This was plainer, which I thought like worked a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so jarring to see her though, and you're like, wait a minute, that's you? It's a whole different other person.
I think
Fuck.
it's weird though. Is if you say I'm gonna wear a wig and infiltrate something, you'd think you'd choose a different hair color. Like you'd go with like a black or something to look like a lot different than who you are.
Yeah, did she say she was
just
dyeing
like a
it?
Different color blonde. It was a wig, but it wasn't a huge difference in wig.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it wasn't platinum blonde. It was just like regular blonde.
Right, she didn't look different enough to be quite frankly honest.
No, that's why she got spotted in the first fucking second.
Oh, I guess that might have played into it too. That's why she looked different than last time, because she had to get spotted, and then it had to be reasonable, you know. Because you could have gone a whole different way with it.
Sure.
A wig with like bangs or fucking like a ponytail
like
or something, right?
Wig,
like a very different hairstyle.
Long wig, like something that's like not exactly you, just a little different.
Yeah, I'm sure those rednecks are on the autism spectrum, and if you change your wig enough, they won't even know who the fuck you are.
Most likely.
Yeah, that's clear.
So I thought they were gonna say that video went viral or something. So they have that video, which is like hashtag
that zombie
proof
shit.
of zombies.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many views does it have? 1,000.
I don't know when this show was actually written, so it's possible 1,000 was a lot back then.
This is last year.
No, I mean like, people are idiots. They do dumb shit like that all the time, where you don't have a concept of how much something should cost or how many views should be. They do say that. Well, based on the comments, it appears that like they're taking it as a joke or something like that. So you're like, okay, good. So this has done nothing. Great.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that guy's name though. I never knew it.
Nah, I don't know his name either. And his real name is something not normal, like Aloha or something. That's not it, but it's like a name where
Hannah?
I'm like, oh, haven't heard that name.
Oh. Let's wrap up the case, though, because it's a dumb thing.
It's stupid.
So, like, it turned out to be the guy that you thought it was the first second he started talking, and then he proceeds to get hit in the nuts, and you're like, oh, that guy probably fucked up his stunt, and then his stunt gets fucked up, and then later they ask him, and he's like, no, I'm wearing a cup, I'm totally in on it, even though the video clearly showed he wasn't in on it, because why would you pretend? And then eventually it just is him, and you're like, oh, well, fuck.
It was no
There's
surprise
no
that
layers.
like, that wasn't fake, because to the camera he's like, it's not fake. And then when you see a baby, I'm like, oh, that baby's not going to be his.
Bouncing brown baby boy, and it turns out, oh. And, like, that's even dumber, because that was just like a ticking time bomb waiting to be discovered, as opposed to, like, we cleverly tricked him into confessing or some, like, right? It was just like, well, that was going to happen, obviously. So, fuck. But, no, that guy was a total dick. Not that he deserved to be murdered, but holy shit. He's fucking his dude's girl. A little murder. Just a little dusting of murder.
Just pepper it in.
Spice up his life. There were all those dumb stunts that we talked about. Her on like the fucking stunt brain was the worst thing ever, with the coffee mug glue or whatever, all these fucking horrible stuff.
It was douche brain. It really wasn't stunt brain.
Exactly. And Ravi like pretending that was even good or that he's into that. I don't know what sense that makes or something. It's cool to have your.
Didn't push me off as much as like other things, but
I know. As I was saying, I'm like, well, that's fine for a character because you want someone to be into something or whatever and whatever the fuck. But because then he like has the inside stupid information. I don't know. A thing I could have done without.
Most.
Like most things. We talked about the brain. They steal the Supermax. Dude gets shot for it. All that other stuff. They kiss though. Oh shit. She has to remove the lawn dart from his chest. An obvious sexual maneuver.
Of course.
I don't know. How do you feel about them being an item? Do we care?
He's gonna die soon. I have a
He's
feeling.
gonna die soon.
I don't think it's gonna
He
matter.
looks like he's gonna die soon.
Die, so it's just a matter of when.
Yeah, she's like the walking bubonic plague.
I was gonna say a Black Widow, but yeah.
You know, that's a spider too.
Yeah. Is there anything else we have not touched on, or
We touched on
left forgotten?
it ends with, or like near the end is that undercover bit. So there's like a place. So
Yeah, we're left off.
yeah.
Ravi is inside. He's about to get his temperature, his fucking heartbeat checked to make sure he's human. And presumably next episode will pick up either with us getting information about the rally, either midway into the rally, or Ravi just got caught at the rally.
So here's what I expected to happen. Instead of it ending, I expected them to be like, well, like your pulse rate's like way up. You nervous, boy? What's going on? No, I just, and then like shit to escalate and get weird, and for her to be like not quite leaving, and then to be like, wait, and shut the door, and then have to, something happen, and then end on that, and be sitting here like, oh sure, the redneck's gonna like kill them. Do they know? Are they gonna test her? What's gonna happen? And then she just like said, bye, honey, and then he just was like, and like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I expected it to be like,
say,
oh,
why's your heartbeat so high? Like
Yeah.
he did just say, my kids are very sick. I just got to.
He could totally play it off,
there's
and
room
like,
to wiggle out of it.
and that's what you would do at the start of the next episode to like diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
But you would leave your audience for like a week or presumably whatever this show airs on with that feeling of like, oh no, they're in with the rednecks or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but
is
this
what
show's
I would
not
have
that
done.
Clever. They don't really do.
This show gives me an opportunity though to like think how I would do it better and like write something else in my head.
I think this show is just telling me how good that could be at punching up scripts.
Yeah, it's like a jumping off point to be like, what would be much better than that without costing any more money, characters, time, or even effort almost, is this. And you just go, yeah, awesome, I like that. And we talk about it. Makes me happy.
All right, guys, so that was this week's episode of iZombie.
He's
got a button.
Tupac's definitely a zombie. Wasn't this episode. And then he goes, nah, bro, Christina Ricci. I get a total zombie vibe from her. And I think we all do.
See you next week.
He keeps putting out albums. Duh.